3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Hidden Pearls Podcast, episode number 50. Welcome. We have a heck of a show for you guys tonight. We got the one, the only Arik Armstead from the University of Oregon, or as I like to know him, Big A. He's here from the Niners. He's got a heck of a story. It's fun to listen to. He's pretty inspiring. He does a lot of really cool stuff. So you guys are loving it.
Yeah. Hope you enjoy the show. So stay tuned and just, you might check out his website and that kind of stuff. So his foundation. But anyway, enjoy the show. Very inspiring. And watch him for Monday Night Football. It's also his birthday. So sing a little birthday song and look for something special from old Arik out on the edge.
All right. See you guys. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. Action!
Action.
We are live. All right. All right. Week 10 of the 2021 season.
Woo!
We are super excited. Here we go. Niners host the Rams on Monday Night Football. You guys remember Howard Cosell at all? Or was he was probably dead before you guys were even born? He was one of the announcers. Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was one of the very first, when Monday Night Football came out, everybody thought it was a crazy idea. And then it would never make it. Of course, here we are.
Playing Thursday Night Football.
Thursday night and everything else. So, but anyway, okay. So game one against our buddies, the Rams. All right. This week, the Niners are at home for the second week in a row. This time the face is 7-2, red hot. Not super hot though, because they just lost. But anyway, Los Angeles Rams. Player guest this week is one of our Niners who's not only an amazing player on the field. Amazing player on the field.
Oh, yeah, look at that guy.
But yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But also a leader and committed community activist, being involved with and sponsoring a multitude of charity organizations and activities. In 2020, he was the NFLPA, that is the National Football League Players Association, Community MVP Week 10, as well as the 49ers Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year nominee, which is really cool. Only 32 of those folks throughout the entire league, and so that's a huge honor. We welcome with great pleasure and gratitude for him taking time away from his family tonight to be with us. So thank you, Arik. And so Niners D lineman, sometimes a 3 technique, sometimes a 9. Who knows?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, baby, diversified and all that. I like Nikki on the edge and you at a 3. That's kind of a problem for people. But anyway, that's another story. So Arik, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining Hidden Pearls Podcast.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. All right.
Well, now I get to talk about your biography.
Just a little.
Cool.
Cool.
Arik is a California native, being born in Sacramento, just a short little drive up north from the Niners Stadium. Played his college ball with the Oregon Ducks, quack, quack.
Quack, quack.
And he was drafted by the Niners in the first round of the 2015 NFL Draft. He's listed at 6'7", 290 pounds. Just absolutely moosev. Now in your 7th season. But most importantly, football aside, community service stuff aside, you got married to your wife, Mindy, on June 20th, 2020. Congratulations. And you have a beautiful daughter. And that's way cool. Wow. Welcome to the show, Arik. We're very excited to have you.
Appreciate you guys having me, man. That's an amazing intro, man. That was a mouthful, but appreciate that.
You've done a lot, man.
You've done a lot.
You've just done a lot. I love it.
All right, very cool. All right, well then let's get a little background info. Let's go under cover here with Arik. All right, so grew up in Elk Grove, California. If I got it right, attended Pleasant Grove High School, the Fighting Eagles. Was the mascot actually an eagle?
Yeah, I don't remember us actually having a physical mascot, but yeah, we were the Eagles. Pretty good. We had a pretty good high school team. So.
All right. And you were a big basketball stud. We'll get into more of that later. So basketball is really important to you. You played a lot of that, and football, and I think a little bit at Oregon too. So we can talk about that. So you have one older brother, if I have it right, Armand, who was also a pretty good football player, at least from reading it. So, so the quick question is always, particularly with brothers, but even with other siblings,
who is tougher?
Yeah, which one of you two is tougher?
Oh man, my brother Armand, we call him Mondo. That's his nickname. That's what he goes by. He's definitely much better football player than me. He was actually the reason I started playing football. I was playing basketball, and I was in 7th grade. Played football when I was young. Was terrible at it. So I was like, man, I'm just gonna go play basketball. And then in like seventh, eighth grade, my brother, he was an All-American, was headed to USC, and everyone was looking at me, the younger brother, like, your brother's All-American, like, what are you gonna do? And so luckily my basketball coach, his son played football, and he convinced me to, play in eighth grade. And so I went out there, I had to lose like 10 pounds in like a couple of days to make weight, and got that done, and then played. And
how big were you in eighth grade?
Yeah.
Eighth grade, I think the weight was 200 pounds. So I was probably like 6'1", like 200, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
You
then,
need to be under 200 pounds to play.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's tough.
That's really tough.
Yeah, in Georgia, in Iowa City where we were, they had the lightweight, so there was a cutoff for the lighter weight kids, but we didn't have a max for the heavyweight teams. So they
really?
There are some big boys out there, I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah. So in California, they always had weights. Remember when I was real young, we had to weigh in every week. And then when I got to eighth grade, it was just one weigh-in at the beginning of the year. And if you made it, then you're good for the rest of the season. So lost a bunch of weight, put on a trash bag, ran around, lost like 10, 15 pounds, and weighed in one time. And then, I was able to be on the team. Was still terrible though, to be honest. So didn't start getting much better till like high school, freshman year. So
when did you hit like your big growth spurt?
See, the crazy thing is I really didn't have growth spurts. Like I used to grow 2 inches and gain 20 pounds like every year. So my freshman year, high school, I was like 6'3", 230-ish. My sophomore year, I was like 6'4", 6'5", 250 something. 250, 260, and then junior year I got up to 280, and I was like 6'6", 6'7".
Dude,
holy Nikes there.
My senior year of high school, I was like 6'8" or 6'7", 6'8", like 290 something, and a different 290 than I am now. I was chubby and yeah. I was a big kid for sure, but it wasn't like I grew 5 inches in the summer or something. It was pretty gradual.
Wow.
Hey,
good for you.
Hey, Georgie sent me your email so I could send you the script for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just looking at it because I didn't think I had any of your contact info, but anyway, I put it in and I had your high school coach because I was at Oklahoma when you were, and so you were like on a recruiting list.
Mm-hmm.
However, I did a lot of California stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but
I had no idea.
Yeah.
No, you were at Oklahoma?
Yeah. So
I remember when OU came to my high school, and it was a pretty big deal. I mean, a lot of people came, but OU at that time was like, they were high. You wanted to be seen by those prestigious schools. So yeah, I definitely remember when a coach from OU came to my high school. Yeah,
well, it might have been me because like I had his coach in, and I had my notes from the different times and all that stuff. It was pretty funny. So
yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. Coach Cat, Joe Catalico, my high school coach, he just came to our last game. So that was cool to be able to see him. And his dad is a legendary Bay Area high school coach. A lot of Niner fans would know him. Coach Catalico, he coached at Los Gatos High School. Jared Allen and all those guys back then. So
quite the family tree.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, very good. Okay, then I know with your family and all that kind of stuff. So we're always wondering about kind of that environment and what's one of the best or maybe hardest lessons your family taught you growing up.
I would say one of the best lessons is that family is irreplaceable, and you only get one family, and that was always really special for us to be close knit and stay tight, and not try not to let things come in between us. And, you know, family is really all you have. And, you know, so that was it for me growing up, was our faith, family. And, you know, if I didn't have that, you know, I really don't know where I would be. And, you know, everything I've gone through in my life, you know, ups and downs, good times, you know, that family was that remaining constant to be able to fall back on and get through, you know, tough, difficult times. So, you know, I'm truly blessed that, you know, I have the family that I do have. And, you know, I think that was the greatest lesson, was how important family truly is. And I don't think people value family as much anymore, and those family values. So,
Well, that's pretty cool. So it's cool that it's a great experience. I know I chatted with your dad after the last game just a little bit, so it's always fun to see chat with that. So just out of the so off the old internet, I think this is on the Niners. Arik lists his parents, Gus and Krista, as the most influential people in his life. And he also gives credit to his grandfather, Willie B. Armstead, an Air Force veteran, for instilling the value of integrity that his parents had passed on to him. A lot of things, this is a quote from Arik, a lot of things my grandfather installed in my dad have carried down to me. Having a family member who is more courageous than you can imagine and who served his country is a huge honor. I just thought that was a really cool, and I think really builds on what you're talking about. And so what are some of the attributes or values that you feel like your grandfather, you know, helped shape people with?
Yeah, RIP, my grandfather's no longer with us. He passed last year. And, you know, it was amazing to see, just be able to spend some time with him and see like all the different things that get passed down, you know, to my dad and then to us, and kind of see, you know, why we are the way we are. And, you know, my grandfather was, you know, a great man. He served, you know, this country. He was a longtime pastor for many years, 30 plus years in Lompoc, California. And so he really taught us a lot of selflessness, and he really served his community. He served people as their spiritual leader, and he gave so much to others. And, you know, he dedicated his life to service, you know, serving our country and serving others. And, you know, a lot of those things that, you know, my dad learned from him, you know, that's in us too. And, you know, those things don't really go away. They get passed down, and they'll get passed down to my kids as well. So really proud that, you know, I come from where I come from.
That's pretty cool. Well, it's neat to have that generational kind of traditions and those things that are handed down, and to have somebody in your life like that you knew, and also have stories about, you know, and particularly because that was not an easy time to serve your country, you know what I mean, and doing the things that he did. So that's pretty cool. So, okay, well, you lead this one there, George.
Ooh, let's talk a little college ball here, Arik.
Cool.
How and why did you get to Oregon?
And well,
oh wait, so you originally committed to the University of Southern California,
Yeah.
where your brother went. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
How did he become a Duck?
After that, how'd you get, like, who was the head coach at USC, and how, tell us the story. What happened, man?
Yeah.
The head coach was Lane Kiffin, and Coach Ogeron was the defensive line coach. And so I was definitely committed to SC. You know, I really wanted to go there and have my heart set on that. Some things happened with my brother at USC that if people want to read more about it, they can Google. I really can't talk about it because there was legal matters.
I Googled it and I did read it all, but I'll let it go. You know what I mean? It was quite a situation.
Yeah, so people want to read more about that and how my brother's career went and the things that happened there. They can read more about that. Googling Arik Armstead. But yeah, some things happened, with my brother at USC, and I decided to open back up my recruitment, and took 5 trips. Went to Alabama, Auburn, Notre Dame, Cal, and Oregon. And it really came down to, Alabama and Auburn were a little too far. I'm from the West Coast. I didn't really vibe with down south. Notre Dame was a little too far for me. And came down to Oregon and Cal, and just laying in my bed, and I was like, I'm gonna go to Oregon. And I just kind of just stuck with it, and was a great decision for me. Really fit in well there, and we didn't lose many games, and I played on a high level and a national stage, and really helped me get to where I am today.
Yeah, I remember. Who was it? Was it Florida State? You guys played in like the Rose Bowl or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
I just remember watching that game, and it was you and Defoe on the edges,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "How is that fair?"
Yeah,
because I'm like, yeah, because I mean, like Big Ten's, it's different. Like I think it's grimier than other conferences, but like I don't know if like all the athletes just aren't there like it is SEC or like you freaks up in Oregon.
Yeah.
But like I remember watching that game, and I was like, how are like those poor tight ends just getting obliterated? Like those tackles, like just both sides.
Me, it's I don't know if that will be ever duplicated. I think that was just pretty special, and they actually owe a lot to our defensive line coach there at Oregon, Coach Azanero, that he saw the vision and saw something in me and Defoe that we were going to be special. A lot of people were trying to move me to offensive line, and Defoe wasn't, he wasn't like a suit. I think he was like a 3 or 4 star. So, he was sought after, but it wasn't like a, no brainer or whatever. And, so he saw a lot in both of us. So that was crazy how that turned out. But yeah, definitely had an amazing time there. I lost, 5 games my whole career. So a lot of winning and, a lot of good times.
We won 4 games my freshman year at Iowa.
But I mean, that's cool too. You were part of turning the program around. So that's pretty cool too.
It was actually fun. I redshirted that year, and so I didn't have to travel or go to any games. And so I basically just lived life as a college student my freshman year. It was
Man,
awesome.
how was that? I never had that experience.
No, I know. Like I'm very glad that I got to experience that, because like I was literally a normal college student that had to show up. I literally didn't have to do anything before like 9 a.m. any day, but twice a week. And I just show up and if they left, they'd leave on Saturday. And so I didn't have to go in they'd leave on Fridays. So we would do like a quick walkthrough on Friday mornings. But sometimes we didn't have if you didn't redshirt, or if you redshirted, you didn't have to go to the Friday walkthroughs if there was no redshirt. And so I would be like Friday, Saturday off every week.
It was not like that at Oregon. The dudes who didn't play in the games, they had like a real 6-period practice on Fridays.
Yeah, I know. We did that so that was the tough thing. We did that on Sundays, and it would be random Sundays. So like I'd go out after a game, drink a lot, party, go to bed at 5 a.m., show up at like 11 for
you drank and partied in college?
So much. I had so much fun.
Wow.
Me? It was mostly like Irish car bombs back then. But they would just randomly drop on us like, hey, we're having Devo practice today. And it'd be like 6 periods of 9-on-7, and that's it. We're gonna run 60 plays of outside zone.
Oh,
and that'd be a practice. You do your conditioning beforehand, and then you'd go to practice.
Yeah,
it was awful.
That's tough.
I was on that I did the Devo practices for like 2 or 3 years.
That's tough.
Huh.
Sorry, more about Arik.
Yeah,
quick Iowa story.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Let's see. So part of about going to Oregon, I know you played basketball for at least 2 years up there, maybe a little bit more, because you only were there 3 years, right?
I was there 3 years. I was on the team my freshman year. Was on the team for a little bit my sophomore year, and then, I retired from basketball.
There you go. Looks like it was a good decision.
Your freshman year of college was 2012, right?
Freshman year in college, yep, it's 2012.
Yeah, we're the same class. You were just in the league 2 years longer than I was.
I had a plan coming in. I was like, I'm trying to be here as least as possible and be on my way.
I didn't really have that choice, but that's the thing that's so funny because when I first met you, it was like, I'm Arik. I think you were 24, and I was like, I'm 24, and you're like, yeah, and my birthday is, and I'm in October. Like, yeah, you're older than me, and I was a rookie, and you were going into year 3, I think, and I was like, this doesn't make any sense.
You were born in '93.
Yeah, October, baby.
Yeah, I was born in '93, November. My birthday is actually on Monday.
Monday night football, Arik Armstead's birthday.
Oh, wow.
So we got to make it a good one, bro.
Yeah, get after it. Okay, well, before we leave, what was your favorite thing about being, I know you won games and the football was all good, but what was the fun, kind of one of the really top things about living in Eugene or being a Duck?
Eugene, I loved it. It was a place that you kind of had to create your own fun, though. The fun just wasn't there for you. You had to kind of, figure out some different ways to have fun. And but I loved it, man. Oregon is a beautiful place. One of the most beautiful places in the world. I don't think a lot of people realize, just like the nature and. So I was able to get out, go to some waterfalls, go to the coast, see some cool things. But I love Eugene. We were good, and we were the only thing really in town.
Right.
So I had a real, college town experience, which was super fun.
All right. Yeah, it is a beautiful place, Oregon. I've been there a little bit, not a whole bunch, but it is very, very beautiful. So, okay, so then transitioning to NFL, you're 3 years, you guys whooping ass all through the old conference, and then you turn into the big timer, first round draft choice with the Niners. So, how was getting picked by the Niners in the first round? Tell us a little bit about that story.
It was amazing. I took a visit here, and so I figured they liked me after the visit, and my agent kind of told me like, yeah, it'll probably be there. They really like you. I don't really see you going past that, but you never know. And it was just so happened that it worked out that way, and super huge blessing, to be with the Niners, being from Sacramento and being able to stay close to home. I'm only like an hour and 45-minute drive from home, and so it was I was super happy. A lot of people fly in after they get drafted. They just had someone come pick me up. So
right. Just kind of drive over. So that's pretty cool. Well, very cool. All right. Well, then talk to us a little bit about, because you obviously had your eyes on it and you're a pretty well-developed player, even though there are only 3 years in college. Tell us a little bit about that transition into the league, and what were some of the more difficult lessons that you kind of learned, and who was around then that helped you? I mean, whether they're a player or somebody else. So how did you make it through those transitions, and what did you learn?
Yeah, I had to learn a lot through those early years. I played, a good amount my rookie year, and then years 2 and 3 dealt with injuries, and so I really didn't feel like I, got those reps to be able to develop that I, really wanted. So it was a lot of learning on the fly, and trying to, figure out how to get better. And I think the biggest adjustment is obviously the mental aspect. At this stage, you're here for a reason. The talent and the athleticism kind of evens out, then it becomes a real mental game and technique game. And so those were things I had to learn. I didn't really get those game reps to do it, so just trying to learn it on the fly. And but my rookie year, I had a really good veteran D-line group. We still have a group chat to this day. I love those dudes. They really, brought me in and uplifted me, and wanted to see the best for me, and so I made some really good friends that will remain. And my early years with the Niners were we're losing a lot, and it was a grind. It was a lot of adversity, and it made you stronger. So for me to be here 7 years through those real bad years, has been a crazy experience, and but I've learned through it all.
Who was one of the D linemen like in the group chat that was one of the guys that you I think helped you out most like in the beginning? Or who was a part of that D line room?
Yeah, so the guys in that room were I think only one guy is still playing, actually, Mike Purcell. He plays nose guard for the Broncos. But we had Glenn Dorsey, Ian Williams, who does, was doing TV with the Niners, Quentin Dial, Tony Gerard, Eddie, who me and him have became really close throughout the years. He was in my wedding. Who else? We had call him G Baby, my guy Garrison, and so yeah, those guys, they were there, and we became so close knit just from really having to grind through a lot of adversity and a lot of bad experiences. So a lot of losing, but we remained close and fought through it all. So those be my guys forever.
Okay, that's cool. It's I think every story of a successful player in the league, if you get them talking, it comes back to having some people around them that help show them the way a little bit. You know what I mean? Just kind of open the door and go down this way or try this and do all that kind of stuff. So because that transition can be really tough. So we'll talk a little bit more about mental later, but I mean, when you say mental, primarily just kind of the sophistication within the league and the complexity of playing D-line and all the different offensive fronts and all that kind of stuff. When you say mental game, is that what you mean? Kind of how much more of that, or do you mean more just attitude and mental prep kind of stuff?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely technique, X's and O's.
Right.
I'm a very, when it comes to studying formations, tendencies, and those things, I'm big on that. And so, that took me a little bit of adjustment to see how offenses are trying to attack us and trying to block me and trying to attack me, and how I can make plays based on, different things, different tells. And so, that was something I continue to get better and better at too. And just from a technique standpoint, really for me, it's understanding how offensive linemen are trying to block me. And, guys, their sets and, how do I break down an offensive lineman? How can I, take advantage of, their weaknesses, create imbalances with my movement and how I rush, and, coming up with my skill set as a pass rusher, and, how do I go out there and attack and execute that game plan I kind of come up with. I feel like young defensive linemen, they just going out there playing, and but just kind of trying stuff, and then sometimes you're like, dang, I don't know what to do, so I'm bull rush. But
oh baby, that's always good.
Yeah, so that's how a lot of guys play. But I started getting a lot better once I learned how to break down offensive linemen and how to attack them.
Yeah, just like what we do to D linemen. Which foot's back? What's hands down? How do they do this? What percentage of the time do they like to swim or rip or whatever? You know what I mean? So you kind of watch all that stuff. And
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so good. Okay, well, so 7th year in the league. I know you've learned a lot of lessons, but that's a lot of football. Tell us about your favorite thing about being a dad.
My favorite thing?
Yeah, what are some great things about being a new dad?
Especially a girl dad.
Yeah.
Man. Well, the only thing she's been saying lately is dada. So that's the only word that is an actual word. So that's been pretty amazing. Just to that's the only thing she can say right now, and so that's been super fun.
Is Minnie about that?
You said what?
Is your wife mad that she says dada and not mama?
You know, they have the built-in excuses that, you know, the ma is harder to say than the, you know, ma.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
but you know, I'll take it. You know, I'll take it.
That's awesome.
That's been amazing, and you know, I mean, you just share the little things, the new things she tries every day. You know, us clapping and, you know, her mimicking us and learning how to clap, and you know, just the little things. I love, you know, I would get home usually around like 5-ish, and you know, then dinner time, I get to hang out with her. Dinner time, I feed her, make her little oats with peanut butter, and feed her around 6:30, and then it's bath time, and you know, so I really cherish those moments, and it's definitely given me a little different perspective though, especially being a girl dad, and all the things that's, you know, right now you're just kind of taking care of them, but you know, I think about in the future I'm going to actually have to raise them or raise her, and you know, so I'm definitely want to grow and get better, and learn how to you know, be the best dad possible. So I'm excited.
Well, you had some pretty good role models, so I'm sure you'll figure that out. But yeah, I encourage you, just because it goes fast and they don't stay that way very long. And but the beauty of it is you know, as they get older, you know, when they're kind of a kid and you start to see their personalities and all that, it's, at least for me, I love the early stages, but the other stages were so much fun because you could go do stuff and go hiking or camping or whatever and all that kind of stuff. So and then they're still around. So as long as I'll talk to you once in a while, it's pretty cool. So it's fun stuff. That's good. Okay. Well, then I want to just jump. So, you know, we're really big on mental prep stuff. You know what I mean? And I know you were talking about kind of the X's and O's and technique thing, but like over the years, whether at Oregon or with the Niners, I mean, so working with people about their mental prep. So like meditation, mindfulness, affirmations, visualization. Do you have a kind of a week process, or is there anything that you do? Like, what do you do to get your mind in that kind of zone? Because you can only X and O for so long, and you don't really, I know you think about that pre-play, but a lot of it is so routine and habitual, you know, by the time you get into games, you got to play. But what do you do to get your mind right in that kind of zone where you can be your very best?
Yeah, that's actually something, you know, I think you I'm continuing to develop, you know, and try to be better at as my career goes on and on. You know, my process is, I would say out of those, a lot of visualization, and just seeing myself making plays, seeing myself, you know, dominating, seeing myself whooping people. You know, so visualization is definitely key for me, and also music too. You know, I got, you know, some songs that I like to listen to, you know, to get ready before I go out there, and so yeah, I would say my imagination and visualization is you know, the biggest thing for me.
Cool. That's really neat. And is that you kind of built on that, and does it have a larger role now than it might have when you were at Oregon? I mean, you spend a little bit more time doing that?
I would say I always have done that. The thing I'm trying to get better at now really is, you know, playing more free, and, you know, kind of just like letting go, and, you know, letting things, you know, fall where they may, and, you know, we're trying to remove away some of that anxiety that comes about with thinking you know, that I'm so much in control. I try to, you know, I'm faith-wise, try to relinquish that to God and, just have faith that, I've done everything. I'm prepared. I've done everything I can, and just go out there and, let loose.
Yeah. That's a great point, Eric, because it's a really fine balance between, like, you want to lean in and you definitely want to perform well. But if you lean in and reach for it too hard, if you're straining and the anxiety gets there and you get a little bit tight, and then also you really think
it's like you're pressing, and it's like you're pressing, and that's definitely, I don't know, George can maybe talk about that. That's like, I would say that's like the difference between defense and offense, where like I couldn't play offense because like it's too much determining on what I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, this has to happen, that has to happen, that has to happen. Like I couldn't do that. Like, at least defense wise, I have the control in my hands, you know what I'm saying, to make plays, but that leads to pressing sometimes where it's like, dang, like I gotta do this, I gotta do this. So just letting go and being free.
Yeah.
I will say, Eric, I would love to have like 10 third down pass rushes as a DN. Like that, I think that's the best job in football.
Like 30 to 15, it's like,
I would love that too, George. But throughout the game, you only get 3 of them. Then that could be anxiety provoking. Like, dang, I only got 3 ops.
Right.
That's what Nick said last week. He goes, I literally had 1 op.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, how football goes. If they're getting leaky yards and they're playing, if it's third and 3, 3rd and 4, is that really an op? No, it's just think and dunk, So
you need those 3rd and 8s.
Yeah, so you got to get them behind the chains early in the downs to get those ops where you can, really rush.
Pin the ears back and just say, let's go.
Yeah, pin your ears back and go. So
yeah, cool.
That's why it starts with stopping the run.
Cool. Okay, well, let's switch gears a little bit, do the fashion preview.
Oh,
George, you want to lead us into that?
Okay, so fashion preview, it's the fans' favorite part.
Game day swag,
what we're wearing this weekend, what's your kind of, just your swagger in general. Eric, I think you grabbed something for us, so if you want to lead the way, you want to tell us about what you brought.
I'm gonna start.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Okay, cool, man. I got, might be in competition to yours, but I've been rocking the New Balances lately.
Whoa.
This been my vibe as of late. I don't know if too many people got this colorway either. So
those are sick, dude.
It's really nice.
I've seen a couple guys on the team rocking the New Balance because the new ones are definitely really cool.
Yeah, no, this what I've been on. I'm a dad. They're comfortable, swaggy. So,
what size foot do you have then?
I wear 15.
Oh,
that's not.
Yeah, I'm a 14. So yeah.
Yeah, I wear 15.
All right,
those
and then
sick.
And just overall game day swag. So are you your tennis shoe and then nice jeans and a shirt, or what do you do?
Yeah, I'm definitely, more streetwear, tennis shoes, sneakers, jeans, or, some pants and, button up shirt. Just depends.
Cool. Yeah. Well, you always look good. So
appreciate it.
Cool. Okay. Georgie, what do you got for us, man?
All right. Here we go. We're doing Blazers. Nike. Oh, here's the camera. Nike Blazers. The fun fact about the Nike Blazers, though, Eric, I got to design these with Nike. They actually sell. These are the Kittle Blazers. Whoa, there, girl. She's excited about the Blazers.
Come here.
These are on the Nike. So you can get these on Nike. It was like me and 6 other guys who had designed some Blazers. With the gum bottoms with the
That's
red,
dope.
kind of a Niner classic. Got a little customization. I don't know if you can see it, but right in the tongue, it says, "Why so serious?"
Okay.
The Joker quote.
A little Joker quote.
That's nice.
But I'll be rocking these Monday night.
That's dope, bro.
I know. I was pretty pumped about it. It was my first.
What was your thought process behind the print?
So, hear me out. So I didn't get to choose the size of the swoosh, like the thread. Like I didn't do it. It was kind of like a Nike ID with just a bunch of options.
Gotcha.
I really wanted to do, Claire said I had to use the gum bottom no matter what.
Okay.
And so I went off of that. That's what it was my starting point. But I wanted to do, it was kind of off the Joker mouth, just the all red, like the bloody mouth kind of. That's why I like just the red swoosh with that kind of the blood splatter behind it. Oh, there it is. That's kind of why I liked it. The Nike sign in the back, super subtle. You can hardly see it. But just like, I don't know, dude, it makes me feel violent, honestly.
Yeah. Looks like a bloody sheep.
Yeah, I know. That's why I like it. It's got like I think the white's really clean. Claire says it's the teeth. I like it.
That's dope.
Like, the rest of it's just like the mouth and it's just ready to go. And like I said, she wanted the gum bottoms, and so we went with them. Well, I'm excited. Yeah, I get to wear those on Monday Night Football, baby.
That's dope, man.
Cool.
Great.
Love it.
Well, thank you, gentlemen. Okay.
Woo!
Speaking of Monday Night Football,
Speaking of Monday Night Football,
this Monday night, you guys are on Monday Night Football.
but more importantly, it's Eric's birthday.
That's exactly right. We will celebrate. We'll have to bring a little cake down.
Appreciate it.
We're on the sideline.
That's cool. All right. So Rams coming in at 7-2. They lost to the Titans this last weekend. Fun fact, I did the Bears, and I thought the Bears and Niners kind of had a decent actually, the Niners have played the Rams. I guess it's a West Coast thing, more than double the amount of games you played against the Bears. Anyway, they played 143 times, with the Niners leading the series 73-67 with 3 ties. Niners have won last four games, 8 out of the last 11. So we don't have to go into too much. They got some big players. Von Miller's there, Aaron Donald, obviously Jalen Ramsey, old Stafford's there now, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But let's talk about Monday Night Football, though. What do you love about those big profile games? Because Monday night, there's not really a bigger stage. Sunday night's gotten pretty big, but Monday Night Football is kind of like, it's just like everybody survived Monday. You know, it's the last game of the week, well, until Thursday. So what do you guys like? What is it about Monday Night Football? I'm guessing that it's kind of a rush, super fun. The whole nation's watching. But what makes it so much fun, and what gets you jacked up about playing on Monday night?
Yeah, I mean, only game of the day, and you know, all the primetime games are fun. You know, I got my ranking, my order of them.
Yeah, what is your ranking?
What is it?
My ranking is Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the only option.
Yeah.
Jimmy G told me today that Thursday night was his favorite. And I said, shut. He's a quarterback because the game plan's super simple and you don't have to do anything.
Right.
It's not like his body hurts or anything like that. I'm sorry, anybody that likes Thursday night football games, I think are crazy people.
So, but I do like Monday night. You usually don't get, you know, you may have a couple Sunday night games, but you know, usually don't get one Monday. So, it's dope. I love it. Only game of the day, and I love night games, playing under the lights. Just something about it. You know, I used to love Friday night lights, so it's probably what it is.
Cool. Anything else on Monday night?
No, I mean that's what it is. It's one of the few opportunities you get where the entire nation world gets to see what your team is made of, and it's fun to see that, because I mean the night games are where I don't want to say like stars are born, but we're like guys that might not be known or get enough credit around the league, or at least players respect other players' games, but there's a lot of guys that play football that deserve more credit than they get. And I think that's just a spot where you can flash and you can make a big name for yourself. Like the Browns running back the other week, he was like their third or fourth string guy, and he had 130 yards and 1 or 2 touchdowns. And he deserved that. I'm happy when I see guys like that. So I'm excited to see who on our team makes big plays. I'm really hoping for a special teams touchdown.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would be,
or a scoop and score by Arik on your birthday.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I told myself in the offseason I'm gonna catch a pick this year, but
did you see that one? The one that they showed in the ball meeting today, where the D lineman just jumped up and snagged.
Yeah, Jamie Collins.
That was Jamie Collins. Wow, that was a heck. That was a seed that he threw.
Trying to read a screen.
The best thing ever, I think, would be as a DN is just especially the 9 tech. If you somehow if the tight end busted or something like that, and you just came right through the C gap and caught a toss.
Oh yeah, that'd be crazy.
Because I mean, there's no one catching it unless it's 80 yards.
Yeah, that would definitely be crazy. They got a little, they like the little tight end screen to Higbee. I sniffed it out last time, but
I'm
trying to get a pick though.
Dude, that'd be pretty sick. Hopefully there's pressure somewhere else and they just throw it anyways and you're just chilling right there.
When he lets you beat him a little too quick, you just got to drift on it. Let the quarterback still open, and you with your wingspan, all it is a tip. Nicky B had one of those his first year, didn't he? Didn't he have a tip and an interception?
Yeah, he got cut block. It was what they call a screen where both the tackles cut and they quick out. But
one of like a slammer screen or something.
Yeah, like he beat the cut block, jumped up.
Damn.
Kimmel got a pick 6 last year too.
I know he dropped into coverage. He's rushing and just like, I'm gonna drop. See what happens.
It works out pretty good. Well, good. Well, we're cheering for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's turn a little bit. So service and giving back. So our podcast is a little bit about that. So Hidden Pearls Podcast, our kind of podcast motto or slogan is sharing the untold stories of the people and communities impacted by social and environmental injustice. And so we've done all kinds of shows on from domestic abuse to alcohol and drug recovery and homelessness and hunger issues and all kinds of stuff. So, and so Arik, we've had a great pleasure. I think you're either our 6th or 7th Walter Payton nominee or winner that we've had on the show. I think it's at least 7. So it's really cool. So it's really fun to have you here. And you've set such a great example with your career and the things you've done. So I'm just going to read a couple things. And then just tell us a little bit about, I guess my ultimate question eventually is, you've really focused on youth and particularly education, equalizing educational opportunities, including kind of bridging the gap on technology, access to, resources and that kind of stuff. So, ultimately I'm kind of curious about, why that focus. But so let's talk about, so we already mentioned that you were the NFLPA MVP, community MVP in week 10 of 2020, Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award for the Niners. And then you started or created the Armstead Academic Project. All right. And then as part of that, there's an academy that's an after school program is what I got. But anyway, and so mission statement for that is ensuring that every student, no matter their socioeconomic status, has direct access to a quality education through a positive learning environment and resources needed in order to thrive and be successful. So very, very cool. So I'll just list a couple things. So in May of 2020, donated $50,000 to Sacramento Mercy Hospital or Mercy Housing for students for computers and Chromebooks and all kinds of stuff there. So pretty cool. And one year prepaid internet service. Yep, for the families. Wow. So everybody could have access because there's no sense having a computer if you can't get online, right? So that's important, super important. And then in September 21, just a couple months ago, in partnership again with Sacramento's Mercy Housing, gave an additional $250,000 as part of the Armstead Academy after school program for 7th through 12th graders, paying for staffing, supplies, and field trips. And I'm sure there's more than that. And then you have an annual, you call it the 91-6 Gala and Youth Football Camp, I think, which is a fundraiser for the foundation. You've also created something called Story Time with Arik, where you record stuff and or you'll surprise kids and show up and read a book, which is pretty cool stuff. So that's good. You had a deal, you got the Christmas toy giveaway with UC Davis Children's Hospital. I think you're into 5 years. This will be 6 this fall. Okay. So pretty cool. So a lot of really neat stuff. And so I guess I'm kind of curious, like who comes up with all this wild stuff? Because it's pretty cool. But so why'd you pick youth? Why are you focusing on education? And why are you so passionate about this?
Yeah. It's been a process, coming to the league. I always knew I wanted to give back. And as I learned more and I become more educated on, issues in society, education was a glaring issue for me where I feel that I can have a huge impact. And I just didn't feel that it was fair that, the quality of your education was determined by your zip code or where you live. And that we could both be from the same city, but since I live in this neighborhood, you're going to get much better teachers, much better resources, much better supplies, much better support, much better everything. And you'll have every opportunity to, kind of be successful and go on. And I'll have, the worst of the worst. So I didn't feel like that was fair. And I wanted to, bridge that divide and really support those students because I feel there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of greatness that can come from those students too, as long as they're poured into, as long as they're nurtured, and as long as they're given the opportunity. And so that's really where the drive came from, and why I wanted to create impact there. And I just look at it from a real high level. In society nowadays, we tell get a good education and you work hard, you do good in school, and you can go to college, you can get a good job. And, that's what we preach to our youth. But if we're not providing them with what they need to actually do that, then, we're kind of lying to them. So that's where I wanted to step in and help and, really do a great job of serving the students that we can. And that's why I chose the students that we work with. They all live in housing projects. So they're all living in, extreme poverty and under, a lot of stress and, they go through a lot of trauma, and, school may be the last thing on their mind at a lot of times. They're worried about getting food. They're worried about having the lights on. They're worried about, going home and dealing with home. And so I just really wanted to help those students because I feel there's some greatness in them, and no one really is seeing that, and no one really cares. But I feel like they can be great if people like me pour into their lives. So
pretty cool, man. That's really great. So
That's awesome.
And then
Wow.
then in the after school program, most of your stuff is located in Sacramento, right? Just because you have connections and all that kind of piece. Yeah. All right. Well, that's really cool. So I don't know, did I leave anything out? Is there any one of these programs that you really want to hit for people to understand? And I guess, and then if people want to help support, so we're going to put, and I'll make sure we get them right. So we'll do the links in the show. We'll have kind of for the Academy and for the project. So if people want to donate, they can do that. But are there other ways that you would encourage people if they're interested? How can they help and support what you're trying to do?
Yeah, they can go to my website. All the information is on there. They can reach out. Really what we're trying to get accomplished now is, so we have the Academy. It's funded for the year. So we have after school programming every day for the students. We have tutors, we have academic advisors, and academic coaches to help them not only with day-to-day homework and school prep, but also planning. And if they're behind, who we have resources to get them help, or if they need extra curricular things, we have that there for them daily. And so, and we're going to do a bunch of field trips and programs and different things for them throughout the year as well. But I would also love to add more to that. So if you have if you have education platforms, or if you have educational programs that you want to offer to students, I have students who we can offer that too. So if you want to reach out to me, and we can do that. And also too, like I said, it's funded for 1 year, so we're trying to continue this and make it bigger. And so donations and money help that too, as we continue.
Well, very cool. So as our listeners will know, so George and the family, we do a donation to our charity each week. So we will be happy to make that donation to your charity this week. So we'll be supplementing that, and then encourage our listeners to do that as well. So
thank you so much.
So very, very cool. So we're excited, glad to do that. And the kind of the technological gap thing, that's an area that my own interest, but just the disparity within that, a lot of what you talked about, because schools predominantly are funded through property taxes. And so if the values of the houses less than other neighborhoods, then the school educational opportunities are going to be reduced in the same kind of ways. And so, dramatically. So trying to overcome that. So, all right, well, very cool. So we'll have all those links. If there's anything in there, I emailed you. You can shoot me anything you want me to make sure we hook up. All right, and people can find you. You probably have Twitter and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. What are you on Instagram?
My Instagram is Sacnina91, SACNINA91. or you could just search Arik Armstead and it'll pop up.
I always thought it was Cecina.
Cecina?
That's what I thought it was. Oh, I got it.
My homie helped me with it. From Sacramento.
Yeah.
Nina is short for 9, number 9. That was my number in college.
Oh.
From Sacramento, I get sacks. Number 9, number 91. 91. I'm from, our area code is 916. So there's a bunch of correlation in there.
Okay. I like it. It's all good. Okay.
It's a web. Wow.
Well then, so Arik, you are a man of faith. You've already professed that, and you're out there trying to do what you can to give back and help make the world a better place. So from where you're sitting right now, what are 1 or 2 things that make you hopeful about kind of the direction of our world?
That's a great question. And I actually go back and forth on that a lot of times. You know, I see a lot of things that make me not hopeful, and then I see a lot of things that do make me hopeful. A lot of the things that I've seen throughout this past 2 years have been, you know, depressing, but also inspiring. When you do see people stepping up and answering the call, and you do see, you know, bridges being built and people coming together and standing up for what's right, and you know, standing against what's wrong. So it's definitely inspiring. And as a man of faith, you know, I do have faith that, you know, we can do better. And that's why I'm trying to control what I can control, and, you know, be a leader, and, you know, make this world a better place, and you know, for my children and my family and all of us. So I think if everyone takes that approach, and I think if we all see that we're all more alike than different, and truly believe in humanity, then we can be in a much better place.
Amen.
Amen.
Pretty cool.
Huh.
All right, man. So I don't know, Drew, do you want to add? I know we do it every week.
I would love to add.
Okay.
Well, I had something else planned, but something that gives me hope, Arik, is people like you. I've always thought, like, if I was not a football player, I wanted to be like a teacher, or just be involved in schools and kids, just because I feel like I'm a big kid, and I think I would interact with them very well. But that's always been something, you know, I've thought about, and I've tried to help out with as much as I can, especially, like, you know, high school, college, a little bit in the NFL. But just the fact that you care so much to spend, because we don't, as football players, get a lot of free time. And when you get free time, it's, like I said, seldom and, you know, few between. And so you want to take that to yourself. But the amount of time that you spend out in the community helping people, that's awesome. It's really cool. It's inspiring. I love to get to know my teammates off the field. And it's also awesome to know that I know that I can go to war every single day with a guy that, and he's a warrior, but at the same time, loves those in his community, loves his family. Like that. That's some really cool stuff. So I appreciate that, and you sharing all the things that you're doing. It is what gives me hope, especially tonight. So thank you for that.
Appreciate you, man. I love playing with you too, man. And you're inspiring. I know that you're going to find your way, and, you know, continue to develop on and off the field too, and how you serve others. And you know, it's all a process, and, you know, I can't wait to see the impact, you know, you're going to have too. I know it's going to be huge.
I appreciate that. Pops, what gives you hope, man?
Well, so certainly Arik's story does. It's really very cool. So I appreciate that. And each week, you know, we get to hear the stories of, we've been doing a little bit more Niners players, you know, this year, and it's been actually really fun. You know, everybody else we had were either undrafteds or low draft choices, you know, so you're a big first timer, you know, but it's interesting just how that story goes, you know, and how guys make it and then they get cut and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, as far as hope, you know, I guess, you know, I'm in the same thing. When I think about the things that were super transformational for me, because I was I would just say a short, fat kid growing up, got teased and all that kind of stuff. Never found a lick of athleticism until kind of 7th, 8th grade. And then all of a sudden kind of things started to blossom for me. But the coaches and the teachers that I had, partly in junior high, but particularly in high school, you know, were really transformative for me. And so because we spend so much time there and we're so engaged in those things. And so the fact what you're doing, the after school stuff, and I've worked with after school programs too, with other jobs that I've had and supporting some of those things. And I know how important just having one or two people that can give you positive affirmation, tell you that you're worthy, that I love you, and that you're going to be great, or something like that. Because a lot of the kids, and not get on anybody's home stuff, but they just don't hear it. And a lot of people are in such survival mode. They're just worried about putting food on the table, paying the rent, and all that kind of stuff. And so it's just not quite the same. So it gives me a lot of hope. And I'm really encouraged too about the things I see going on about bridging some of the technological divide. I think there is a lot of effort in there. And I think some of the internet companies and such are kind of, they're buying into some of that and they're doing that. And they're kind of seeing a good corporate kind of piece that way. So anyway, so I'm really hopeful about that. And I would just concur with you that the last 2 years have been really rugged at times. It's like, man, I don't want to get out of bed. But we do get out of bed. And then if we just commit to doing what we can within our small sphere, and making sure we're shedding a little bit of love and kindness along the way, we got a chance to become the change in the world that we want to see. So anyway, so thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. I'll give you the very last word. Is there anything else you want to add?
No, that was great. I love what you said, and I appreciate you guys having me. This was pretty cool.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Well, we'll be really excited. Hope you're all healthy and raring to go. We look forward to a super birthday coming out party for.
Oh yeah.
That would be. Oh yeah. We'll get a couple sacks and scoop score. Let's go.
I'll see you in 10 hours.
Right.
All right, man.
All right,
Appreciate
brother.
you guys.
Take care. Yep.
All right, later.
Bye.
Well, there you have it, guys. Hidden Pearls Podcast, episode number 50, the big 50. Wow. Wow, some would say. Thanks for joining us. Claire was actually here this entire time.
Oh.
Wow. Look at that size difference. Wow. Look at Claire's strong jawline.
Oh, look at that chin. Anyway, hey, so hope you guys enjoyed the show. And that was I guess it was 50.
It was 50, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, well, we just keep pounding them out. We appreciate all the love and support that we get from everybody. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. And I hope you found it as motivating just to listen to that story and the way in which he's trying to get back and to the community in which he came out of and knows. And hopefully we can all do a little bit more of that as we get going. So, all right.
Last thing. Oh, food for thought.
Food for thought.
Tell somebody you love them today.
And give him a hug. Oh.
Thanks, Pops.
All right. And wait. Cut. Okay.